Hello and welcome to another U.S. Captain's Training video. This video is all about sea service requirements of vessels not more than 100 gross tons. So if you want to get a captain's license of up to 100 gross tons, these are the sea service requirements that you need. The first one is the most complicated one. Near coastal master captain's license, not more than 100 gross tons. This license allows you to operate up to 200 miles offshore on the East Coast, West Coast, Gulf of Mexico. So here are the day requirements. 720 days total. 360 of those days seaward of the boundary line or on the Great Lakes. When I called the Coast Guard, I asked them about the boundary line. It is indicated on charts, but the lady told me that you can consistently use 3 miles offshore. If you are 3 miles or more offshore, it's considered near coastal time. If you were less than 3 miles offshore, it'll be inland time. And so you can use that 3 miles offshore. And 90 days in the last 3 years. So let's run through that again. For a near coastal masters, not more than 100 gross tons, you need 720 days total, 360 days seaward of the boundary line or on the Great Lakes, and 90 of those days in the last 3 years. For a Great Lakes and inland captain's license, not more than 100 gross tons, you need 360 days total, 90 of those days on the Great Lakes for your Great Lakes endorsement, and then 90 days in the last 3 years. If you're going for an inland master captain's license, not more than 100 gross tons, you need 360 days total, and 90 of those 360 in the last 3 years. When you apply for your license, they're either going to give you a 100-ton, a 50-ton, or a 25-ton, depending on the size of the vessel where you gained your time. So here are the qualifications to earn a 100-ton. If 90 of your total days were on a vessel 51 gross tons or above, you qualify for 100. If 180 of your days were on a vessel 34 gross tons or above, you'll qualify for 100. And then if you already hold a license, let's say you hold a 50-ton license, when you put 180 days of service on a vessel 5 gross tons or above, while holding your license, you will qualify for a 100 gross ton license. Let's look at the qualifications for a 50. So this is a caveat. If you have at least 1 day on a vessel over 5 gross tons prior to March 24th, 2014, you qualify for a 50 gross ton license. And if 90 of your days were on a vessel 25 gross tons or above, you qualify for a 50. And if 180 of your days were on a vessel 17 gross tons or above, you'll qualify for a 50 gross ton license. Now, to qualify for a sailing endorsement near coastal, you need 360 days on a sailing vessel for a near coastal endorsement. Or for Great Lakes and inland, or just inland, you need 180 days on a sailing vessel to qualify for a sailing endorsement. And here are the CFRs. You can pause it right here. This is 46 CFR 11.428. And then here's another one, 11.455. These are the requirements for the Master of Near Coastal, and these were the requirements for a Master of Great Lakes. And the towing endorsement. Here's the CFR for the towing endorsement, 46 CFR 11.482. And to sum it up quickly, it just says you have to take training and the subsequent exam, and that the holder of a towing endorsement can engage in assistance towing within the scope of their license. Now, this is a question I get a lot. Description of endorsement desired. And this is a section on the application. So down here, I kind of have a template of what you can write in that section. So what you'll write right here is 50 gross tons or 100 gross tons, right? This is the choice. And then down here are the waters: near coastal, Great Lakes and inland, or inland. So let's read it. And I'm going to do it for my license. I have 100 gross ton, Great Lakes and inland. So master of self-propelled vessel of not more than 100 gross tons upon Great Lakes and inland waters is what mine says. And now you can add to this license. If you earn a sailing endorsement, then you can say master of self-propelled and sailing or auxiliary sail vessel of not more than 100 gross tons or 50 gross tons upon near coastal waters or Great Lakes and inland waters or inland waters. And if you get a towing endorsement, then at the end of these sentences, you just write authorized to engage in commercial assistance towing from down here. So if you just, let's do an example for a 50-ton near coastal. We're back up here. Master of self-propelled vessel of not more than 50 gross tons upon near coastal waters. And then you would write at the end, you would write authorized to engage in commercial assistance towing. And that'll help you fill out that section of the application and know which license to apply for based on all of these requirements.